I'm Len Tillem. I'm a lawyer. Today, I want to cover something called Dynasty Trusts. Listen why you'll find this interesting. I am a lawyer. I was on KGO radio for many years in the Bay Area. I'm not on the radio anymore. I'm still practicing law in Sonoma. I got an office full of lawyers who does this stuff, and I've got topics to cover. Today, we're going to talk about Dynasty Trusts. Here's why you'll find this interesting. Your son, you love him so much. But the woman he married, that gold digger, she comes to your house and she says things like, when you're dead, I want this jewelry, I want this and that. She's already counting the loot. She can't wait till you kick the bucket. She doesn't know the value of a dollar. She spends money like crazy. She charges him into debt. And part of you knows this marriage is not going to last. If you leave anything to your son, that dummy, he's going to put her name on the deed. She's going to own half of everything. When he buys a house, he'll give a half. She'll look at him and say, what's the matter? Don't you love me? How come you have more than I do? And that dummy, your son, God bless him, that son of yours will say, oh, I love you so much. Sign here. He will co-mingle. To you, it sounds like venereal disease. He will co-mingle the assets, and all of a sudden, what you wanted to go to him goes to her. Don't get me started on those of you who have this dumb son-in-law who can barely hold a job, who's also in debt, and as soon as you die and you leave it to your daughter, he's going to get half and run away with that blonde secretary in his office. You've heard these stories. So let's talk about how you can prevent that. God forbid, you can't ask your kids to sign a premarital or postmarital agreement. No, that would be very unromantic. They'll say, I'm not going to do that. Are you kidding? They'd never go for that. Then my husband or my wife will think I don't love them or I'm greedy. I can't do it, Mom. But you can do it. You can do a document called a Dynasty Trust that when you die protects your estate, and it protects it on many levels. I know when this is over, you're going to say, God, it was interesting to listen to him, but he talked so fast. What did he say? I do talk fast. So all you have to do is Google Dynasty Trust, D-Y-N-A-S-T-Y. Dynasty Trust, you'll learn more about this. Or watch this video again. Here's what a Dynasty Trust does. You put your assets into your regular trust, and when you die, instead of everything going outright to your son or daughter, the way you've probably got it set up now, your regular trust feeds what you're giving your child into a Dynasty Trust. The Dynasty Trust lives beyond you and protects your son or daughter for the rest of their lives, and even protects the grandchildren. Here's what it does. The Dynasty Trust clearly states that your son or daughter may not turn these assets over to the son-in-law or daughter-in-law, their husband or wife. No, it goes to the grandchildren when they die. We've all heard stories about the I love you trust. That's, oh, I love you so much, I'll give it to you and you give it to me. So you die and you give it to your son, right? Your son puts what he got from you into an I love you trust, and the I love you trust says it goes to her, you know, the wife, and then to the kids, whatever, something like that. What happens, though, is if your son dies first and your daughter-in-law remarries and does another I love you trust with the new husband, and she dies, his kids, who's not even related to you, his kids will get it, not your kids, and you left it there to go to your grandchildren. So a Dynasty Trust says, no, the assets in here are for the benefit of your son and daughter, and when he or she dies, it goes to the grandchildren, or whoever you want it to go to. If you take $1 million and you invest it wisely, and your son or daughter lives 30 years longer than you, that's about how long we'd like our children to live after we're gone. That $1 million over 30 years becomes $14 to $16 million. If you've got over $5 million, there's estate tax. If the money is left outright to your son, you've got an estate tax over 40%. It's going to gobble it up. It's confiscatory. If it's in the Dynasty Trust, it doesn't belong to your son or daughter. It's your money there for his benefit. The money that your son or daughter saves in the Dynasty Trust, I hope it's a lot, when they die, passes to your grandchildren free of estate tax. That's really how the rich get richer. So you want protection if your son or daughter gets divorced. You want to make sure it goes to the grandchildren. You want to protect it from lawsuits if they get sued and get the estate tax savings. It's called a Dynasty Trust. You can learn more about this right here, lentillem.com. Go to my webpage. I've got lots of information there. You'll learn more about it. Google Dynasty Trusts. If you have any questions, lentillem.com, send me an email. We answer all kinds of questions. We do work in trusts, probate. If somebody dies with a will, we do that. Asset preservation. God forbid somebody's going into a nursing home, we can protect those assets. We do litigation. Automobile accidents, trust and will litigation. Your brother, that crook, is stealing from the estate. He's the executor or trustee, and he's not giving you what's yours. Come talk to us. If you think there's fraud or duress and the will or trust is not correct, come talk to us. We do medical malpractice, all kinds of cases. Check out the webpage, lentillem.com. Thanks for joining me. I'm Len Tillem. I want to be your video lawyer.